Okay, so first we're going to start off with making our zoodles. I have a julienne peeler here, which is what I'll be using. Twan will be using a mandolin slicer. Of course, his method is probably fast since we don't have our own spiraler. This is my first time using this julienne peeler, so we'll see what it does. And let's see. Zoodles, here we come.
Okay. So you're going to stop at the seeds.
The julienne peeler is going to give us very fine julienne noodles. And as you can see, it isn't the quickest. So once I start seeing the seeds, I'm going to go ahead and flip it. So we don't want the really soft noodle. Wrong side. Darn it. We don't want the really soft part of the zucchini noodle. We want the zucchini noodles to be really soft. So we don't want to get the seeds using this method. Okay, so as you can see, we have our zoodles from the julienne slicer, which are the thinner sliced zucchini, and then we have zoodles from the mandolin slicer, which are thick. And I guess it's just a noodle preference. If you like angel hair noodles, you'll probably like the julienne slicer thinner, and if you like regular sized pasta, you'll probably love the mandolin sliced. So these are our two options. We'll be cooking both of them probably together. I don't see why it shouldn't be, but this is what we're working with. Okay, so we have all of our zoodles sliced and in a strainer. And what we're going to do is go ahead and sprinkle them with some salt so it can drain as much of the water as possible out of them, because we don't want them to be, I guess, like liquidy, or it's going to form a lot of liquid when we saute it anyway. But we try to limit the salt. So we'll go ahead and just put some salt on them. Just put some salt on it so we can begin to drain. Trying our new garlic mincer. I guess this is how you're supposed to do it. I don't know. We'll see. You guys will see too. I feel like I'm about to break it. Oh.
I'm gonna push it down. Oh. Ooh. Ah.
Cutting up some fresh basil, y'all. Anybody guess what we're making? We got some basil, some garlic, bell peppers, onions.
Yep.
All right, so to begin the pasta sauce, we're going to go ahead and do 2 teaspoons of olive oil. And you're supposed to go ahead and let that warm up. I'm going to go ahead and add the onion. I like onion, that's why we have a lot of onion. Even though the recipe does call for 1 medium onion. We'll get in there. Okay. I also have some bell pepper and some garlic. I also have some bell pepper and some garlic. I'm going to save the basil to closer to the end of and this is my rosemary. And we're going to saute that and let it cook down for probably about 2 to 3 minutes on medium heat. Alright, so next we're going to add this has sauteed down a little bit, as you can tell. We're going to go ahead and add our tomato products. I have a can of crushed tomatoes. I'm going to all out of here. a can of tomato sauce. I'm going to go ahead and add my oregano. Alright, so we've let this simmer for a little bit and cook. We're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons. Let's do 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. I like oregano, okay? Don't judge me. We're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon, a 1/2 teaspoon, or a teaspoon of red pepper. Crushed red pepper. We're not going to do that. Maybe we'll keep it at a 1/2 so it's not too spicy. And then we'll add some salt. Sea salt. It's not going to work for me. Sea salt. And that's just pretty much to taste. You can taste it as it goes on and add more. And then of course some pepper. Mix it up and we'll just let this simmer for about a good 10 minutes. Let the bell peppers soften a little more. It looks good.
Okay.
All right. So we've tasted. Tastes great. But our next ingredient it calls for, if desired, is some sugar. So we're going to put a little bit of sugar, and that kind of balances out everything that we got going on. We got some oregano. We got some rosemary, some salt, some pepper, some crushed peppers. It's all going to be good. Stir it all up. And as it continues to cook everything down, just, you know, continue to taste it. See if you need to add anything else. This is our homemade pasta sauce, y'all.
Ready?
Okay, so this probably has about another 5 minutes left to cook, I will say. So I'm going to add the bay leaves. And this is about 5 or 6 bay leaves that we've just chopped up. Ow, it's popping me. Just stir it. I'm going to cook a little bit longer because this is going to make everything taste great. So this is our first time making zoodles, and then the sauté method, of course. So here we go. Drain them off and see what happened. And we're going to do like a little bit at a time.
Push it in. Push it in.
And really all we're doing here is just warming them up. You don't want to cook them too long. Alright, so here's our finished product, our zoodles with our homemade pasta sauce and some garlic bread. We're about to eat, and we'll put in the comments on how good it is. Amen.
Of things we know.